Thank you, Your Honour. So, Mr. Shepard, if I understand your answers to my learned friend correctly, on the afternoon of your young nephew's death, he was, at your instruction, on the hillside above the village, watching your sheep alone and unsupervised.
We can hear if he yelled.
Oh, we shall come to that. Firstly, though, I should like to know what he was watching for.
Well, you know, dogs, rustlers, wolves.
Wolves, Mr. Shepard. Should be rather uncommon in Dorset.
Well, now they were a wolf, weren't there?
There was indeed. A wolf which devoured your nephew.
Yeah, and my sheep.
And, as you so rightly remind us, your sheep. So, Mr. Shepard, if your nephew was on the hillside, presumably you had given him something pretty formidable when you equipped your 10-year-old nephew to defend himself against such a likely attack. A blunderbuss, perhaps? A rifle?
Well, you were too young for a gun.
Too young for a gun, but old enough to fight a wolf. So, should he see a wolf, what was the intended plan of action?
Well, he'd cry out for me and the lads, of course.
Of course. And you would rush to his aid and fight away the fearsome predator. With any luck, before it had killed too many of your sheep / nephew. And what code word or cry had you prearranged that he should call out in such an eventuality?
Wolf?
Wolf. Logical, succinct, and elegant. All of which brings me to a rather key question. Mr. Shepard, when your nephew saw the wolf, did he cry out for your assistance as you had so prearranged?
Well, now, you see, it's not quite as simple as that, because, you know...
It is a simple question, Mr. Shepard.
Yeah, I know, but, you know, if you had to be there, right, to understand what...
Answer the question, Mr. Shepard, yes or no.
Oh, no, it's not as simple as that. If only it were.
Did the boy cry wolf?
Yeah.
Yes! The boy whom you had sent into the hills alone and unarmed, with no instruction but to cry wolf if he saw a wolf, did see a wolf, and you ignored him.
Well, you see, he'd already done it several times that day, you see. You know, he cried wolf and it had us running up there, and, you know, he'd done it 3 times.
Oh, I see. So you perfectly naturally assumed that you wouldn't fall for the trick again, and decided that you would ignore any subsequent cry for assistance that he might give.
Exactly.
Exactly. But did you not feel, Mr. Shepard, that this inactivity on your part rather compromised your nephew's utility as a lupine early warning system? Eh? What was the point of his being there?
What, that's the moral of the story, isn't it? You know, if you tell a lie too many times, then when you tell the truth, you won't be believed now, will you?
No, Mr. Shepard, with respect, that is not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is that if you have grounds to believe there is a ferocious predator at large, do not appoint as your sole watchman a 12-year-old child whom you have resolved to ignore.
Blooming nanny state, I know.
It has nothing to do with a nanny state.
Can't do nothing these days, I know.
Can't leave our children to be torn apart by wolves while ignoring their piteous cries for help, certainly.
No.
And that's another thing. Did your nephew have a particularly loud voice, would you say?
Oh, pretty fair loud.
Louder, for instance, than a frenzied wolf attack?
Oh, I don't know. No.
What I'm getting at, you see, is that while perfectly able to hear your nephew's childish, unbroken treble piping the word wolf, you remain curiously deaf to the sound of a fully grown timber wolf slaughtering 47 sheep and a boy.
We thought it was all part of his act, see?
An accomplished mimic of animal massacres, was he?
I know.
You don't know.
No.
And so perished your unfortunate nephew, your late brother's only child, and sole inheritor of his estate, his cottage, and his flock of ailing, unprofitable, heavily insured sheep. Thank you, Mr. Shepard. That will be all. Oh, one last question. How did your brother die?
Oh, a crocodile got into his bathroom.
Thank you, Mr. Shepard. No further questions, Your Honor.